Hello, my name is Navin, and I started Paintedfigs. Today, I'm going to talk to you about Mythos miniatures and show off some Cthulhu Death May Die figures we painted. We are living in a golden age of Eldritch, Lovecraft, Cthulhu Mythos themed figures. We have to remember, it wasn't that long ago when it was hard to get any Cthulhu Mythos minis at all. When I got into the hobby about 22 years ago, there were a lot fewer manufacturers making Lovecraftian figures. Your best options were companies like Ralpartha and Rapham. I spent many nights looking at the Rapham website and trying to decide which minis I'd buy and in which order. But these were metal, so they were kind of expensive. Now metal figures feel much more valuable as metal miniature making is declining. And who would have thought we'd see the aging out of pewter figures or the rise of 3D printing? Things started changing around 2011 when Fantasy Flight Games put out Mansions of Madness. These were all plastic, they came in a board game. The figures looked a bit janky, but it was definitely a step forward. And they had lots of investigator figures as well, and that was nice. The big change though came when Sandy Peterson put out Cthulhu Wars in 2015. Sandy Peterson, as you may know, worked for many years at Chaosium on the Call of Cthulhu RPG. If anyone knew the challenge game masters face when getting a whole bunch of figures to run, it was him. Cthulhu Wars blew my mind. There were so many sculpts. It was a great deal on Kickstarter. The figures looked amazing. Most of them look pretty janky today, which just shows you how much has changed in just 10 years about how we feel about miniatures and how advanced the sculpting is. Cthulhu Wars was not so much the start, but a sign of a big change happening in our industry. With Kickstarter and low-cost digital design, lots of games started to come out with Lovecraftian figures. What I feel is on the very toppity top of the pile right now is Cthulhu Death May Die, which is a 2019 game released by CMON. The figures are made by the highly creative CMON team, a company that has so often put out the best minis in whatever class of game they choose to throw down in. I just love all the monsters. They feel much more real to me. The design is very high quality. There is no corner cutting. Now, I know CMON's not doing great right now. They are painfully learning some very tough business lessons. I'm optimistic they'll thread this needle though. I think they'll come out on the other side of this. Sadly smaller, but a much more savvy gaming company. In business, you find when you crash the car is when you learn the most about how you should have been driving it. These are horrible experiences for everyone involved, but you end up with a stronger company afterwards. My favorites in this set are the Azathoth and the Tsathoggua miniature. Azathoth is a dreaming idiot god. When he wakes up, the universe ends. That's it. And that for me means Azathoth is an opportunity for immortality. So if you do something so crazy that Azathoth notices you in his dream and he pays attention to you, he may then remember you in a future dream, which will be the next universe. You then enter that. Puddy, who's putting together this video, whose name is also Navin, had a dream where I came into his house, went to his fridge, and stole all his grapes. So if Puddy, who is also Navin, is also Azathoth, that would mean I'm set. He'll remember me again, and when he does, I'll re-enter the universe while eating his grapes. So I get immortality in exchange for him never having grapes again. This is a sacrifice I am willing for him to make. My other favorite figure is the Tsathoggua. I just love the fluff around Tsathoggua. In Lovecraft's writing, he's described as having bat-like traits and features, but also toad-like traits and features. And you can imagine how annoying this is for a designer to sit down and create. One of my most prized possessions is a Rapham Tsathoggua, which is unpainted, it's still in its blister pack, unopened, and I tell myself all the correct lies that I will come back to it one day and mount it in its own little temple that I can use for wargaming. Now, I haven't seen anyone really get, in my opinion, the right look for Tsathoggua. And that was until I saw the CMON figure. Their Tsathoggua is creepy and weird. He seems a bit normal, but then you go closer to see there's nothing normal about this guy. It is unnerving. I think it captures that sense of the inexplicable, which is the cornerstone of modern horror today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and posting a comment is also fantastic if you could. Helps the channel out. Thank you for your time. I'm Navin from Paintedfigs. We do high quality miniature painting at the lowest rates on earth.